What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I can't make this one up. I really can't make this one up. This one's going to be short and sweet, but guys, you wouldn't believe all the hate and the negative comments and the BS, like the emails and stuff I see. Most of the comments I just delete, but this one, I had to have a little bit to say about it, so let's get into it. You're not going to believe this. So on content night, which I call content night, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, when I drop my videos on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, basically I spend, the better part of 4 hours or so, moderating comments, replying to comments, deleting comments, and just tracking my views, checking out what other content was released. And I stumbled across this comment. All right, guys, so here's the deal. The comment read basically like, I'm calling BS. There's no freaking way that Pop's car's engine, if it was stock like you said, made that much power. There's a couple things to remember here. Number one, we were on a Mustang dyno. There we go. Dyno, which, if you've been around any dynos any length of time, they read lower. They're a load-based thing, and while they are accurate, they will typically read lower than a comparable dyno jet, which is a different manufacturer. So that's number one. And number two, I stated all the mods on Pop's car, and he built the engine, installed the engine, everything right here on the channel. And if you go back and watch the video, I guessed about 230 horsepower, and Alan, the dyno operator, he guessed like 202 because, I told him the mods, and, he's fairly familiar with these too. But this dude literally called BS, saying there's no way, and the actual dyno numbers were 271 horsepower and 317 torque. He was basically saying that, we were lying about the power numbers for content. So let's get into this. All right, guys, so here it is, and if you haven't been following along, yes, this is the fresh mill that is in Pop's car, and as you can see, it was dynoed exactly like this. Now, we did try we did swap out a stock mass air for the Pro M to see if it would make any extra power. Like I said, go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. But clearly, stock intake, stock air box. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, it's got a throttle body on it. It does. Larger throttle body and large GGR spacer. Those are doing zero because the intake is not port matched. So it basically hits a wall, which is the stock opening of the stock intake. So what is this combo? Again, I'll go over it again. It's a bone stock bottom end. It has a cam from an 87, which is a speed density engine. Those cams for 87 and 88 that were speed density, unless they were a California car, are notorious for being more aggressive. Not a lot, very slightly. The specs were actually listed as the same, but NMRA factory stock competitors, which are limited to to basically stock engines, all they can do is like peripheral mods. They could only use stock parts. They found in testing to go fast and to win the class, which is what racers do in a stock style format. They found this out, and having known several of those guys, that was one of the things I picked up on, was these cams are more aggressive. So it has that cam. Cam is stock. When we got this long block, it did have a B cam in it. We took it out, so it has the speed density cam in it. The heads are 3-bar GT40s off of a 93 Cobra. A little extra flow, not a lot, but again, we're still running the stock intake. The intake is not ported. I wanted to get it ported by Tom and Matt Moss. I sent them an email, never got a response. So the intake is Bach box stock, so there was no port matching done at the lower to the heads. The upper was not ported, and of course, yes, it's got a bigger throttle body on it. The only reason I did that is because it's clean and new, and you know, a stock throttle body, you know, we tried cleaning one up and it just wasn't going to look as good as this, so we did this. But that's it. Headers, full exhaust, off-road H-pipe, Flowmaster American Thunder 2-chamber catback. It does have the 93 Cobra pulleys from LMR, which, you know, I also listed in the video, but it kind of blew my mind a little bit that someone would actually take the time, I don't know if they live in their mom's basement or what, but to call BS on this. You know, like I can't make it any more proof positive other than put it on the dyno and show you in real time what it did, which is, you know, what that video was about. So let's be perfectly honest, perfectly transparent. Was I surprised at the numbers? Yeah, I was surprised. I knew the torque would be high, but I was not expecting horsepower to be that high. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I was expecting about 230. And I'll take a sidebar here. My 93 Reef Blue LX hatch that I had back in 06 and 07, I did all the exterior bolt-ons. The long block was stock, intake was stock throttle body. I did a mass air headers, full exhaust, underdrive pulleys, and a clamp-on cone K&N filter. That car on the dyno back in 07 made 236 rear wheel horsepower and 296 foot-pounds of torque. So if you kind of compare that, the heads are roughly you know, 20 to 30 horsepower, which is right in line with every other dyno shootout that I've ever seen, like right in line with it. So there you go, guys. Without beating a dead horse, again, we put it on a Mustang dyno, filmed it all right there in real time, showed you the numbers, and you know, even if I was to pad the numbers, what would that give me? I mean, I don't stand anything to gain by inflating numbers. We use that same dyno at Ford Takeover. All of the cars we've had on the channel have been dynoed on it. You know, again, there's what content would I gain by inflating the numbers? And the answer is zero. You know, we took the car out of pure curiosity. I asked you guys in the comments, do you want to see it? Yeah, let's see what it does. And we were pleasantly surprised, and that's it. All right, boys, last and final note on dyno numbers. And, you know, again, just being 100% out there, dyno numbers are a tool. You know, they're to help you with tuning. You can test different parts and give you a rough idea of what the car is making. To actually judge a car's true performance, you need to take it to the track, run it down the track. And, you know, there's a lot of variables there. Low horsepower cars with fantastic suspension, driver mods, and, you know, a lot of weight reduction will run really fast. And you know what happens? You know what happens? People will call bullshit on them. Like, there's no way your 250 horsepower car ran, you know, 1220s. Yeah, it can. Driver mod, badass suspension, on tire, you know, with weight reduction sub, you know, 3,000 pound, you know, probably in the 2,800 pound range. They will do that. And again, I reference back to the NMRA factory stock class. Those guys were in the tens with stock casting heads, stock casting intakes, OE spec cams, all of that stuff. So there's a lot of variables when it comes to cars, but at the end of the day, I had to speak up about this. Again, I don't stand anything to gain by inflating or deflating the power numbers of this car. This car is a cruiser. The power numbers truly don't matter. It was done for content. Those are the numbers. Don't know what else to say other than, you know, there's trolls everywhere. That's part of what I do, guys. I deal with the shitty comments and the trolls and all of that. That's just part of it. I'm okay with that, but every now and again I had to say something. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and I will catch you on the next one.